of the night. Um, I wanted to give this a try. This is the new Knob Creek Blenders Edition, Batch 1. It hit the market. I don't know squat about this other than that proof on it's right at 106, which for many folks that have gotten into this and they've taken their experience from starting with the low proofs or maybe even flavored whiskeys, they've gotten into the regular straight whiskeys or rye or bourbons, and they go up into the proofs, they go kind of become a proof whore, and now they're back. So um, it's an important decision to make on what kind of whiskey you're going to buy. So I thought I'd give this one a shot. 106. It's the notes say sweet bourbon blend. So let's freaking find out. And of course, because it's brand new, I'm going to pop it right here and look like a fool in front of y'all. Here we go. Oh, it's so much nicer when the wax isn't like 6 years old like it is on some of my Bookers, where I'm just finally cracking them as I do it. The wax crumbles everywhere. Not the best pop, but it'll work. So we'll let it breathe here for a few. I'm going to pour it into a Glen. We'll let that see how it goes. For many of you, folks look at Knob Creek, and I think they look past it sometimes because they're so used to seeing it on the shelves. But their basic 9-year is a very good whiskey. If you jump into the single barrels, obviously those were all done at 120 proof for the last number of years. However, last year, I believe it was 25, was the first year they said, we're going to do these at cask strength. So now you started getting these barrel picks that were maybe 123, 127, all kind of in that sub 130 range. I don't think I've ever seen one over 130 proof. And I don't think I've seen a new cask strength that was under the 120. So everything kind of fell in that 120 to 129 range. But Knob Creek, Jim Beam product, I'm a big fan of it. Like many people, huge fan of Knob Creek 12. I've had the 15 just once. I'd love to find another bottle. So if anybody has maybe a lead on a bottle, I'd happily maybe meet up with you or do a trade. The Knob 18 for me kind of fell a little bit, but I am a huge fan of the Knob 21. Got the fortunate experience to be able to get one of those, and it's pretty damn legit, even at 100 proof. So this Blenders Edition, I'm wondering what it's going to be like at 106 proof. Again, the batch 1, and it's saying sweet bourbon blend. And, it's only been sitting for a couple minutes. Oh, wow. That is a very sweet nose. It's got a pretty good legs on it. Again, the color on this one, it's a little bit lighter than the previous review I just did on that 45th Parallel Richmond Rye. But I don't know the age statement on this. If it's on here, I will be a fool because I don't have my readers. So somebody might know what the mash is on it and what the age statement might be. I'll have to do some looking up, and maybe I'll add it in the comments below the post. But I think these bottles are popping up anywhere between $45 to $55. So it's nice to see them changing it up, not just keep plowing through the same fields with what they were putting out. Wow. There's something about that nose that is so familiar, not just because it's a Knob Creek. It reminds me. Oh, wow. Because it's so much closer to that 100 proof point, it gives me those ideas of what like the Knob 12 should be like versus some of the cask strengths. So very easy starter sip. There's definitely that vanilla. I got it right when I came in. It almost felt like I sniffed a candle. Maybe a little bit of cherry. We're going to go right on in. So nothing wowing me, not on the palate. Finish is very subtle, very, very subtle. It's 106 proof. And obviously I just did a sample of a rye that was 139, but still very easy to sip. Go for a second. Yeah, definitely. It's it's a level all the way throughout where the finish, like I said, there's a little bit of a tingle on my tongue. Um, I didn't have a crazy dinner, so there's nothing really messing with my palate that way. But it's light. If I could say it's almost like a summer whiskey. I kind of tend to jump into my ryes as I get into the fall and into winter because I'm going to make some more old fashions. I'm going to be indoors a little bit more. But in the summertime, I want to drink those lower proofs. I might mix them with a lemonade if we're going to hang out in the backyard or in the pool, um, and go that route. Definitely a summer whiskey for me. A little bit lighter on the palate. It doesn't have this explosion of flavor going on in it, but I don't know that that's a bad thing, especially for a $50 bottle, 106 proof that's going to be readily available. I almost wonder if this isn't them pushing something out that might try to take some of that market from a Weller Antique or maybe from the Bardstown Wheater. Definitely not a Wheater, still Knob Creek, mash bill, Knob Creek through and through, but at 106 proof, it's not as refined as the 12 year, but it's got a little bit more in terms of that, a little bit of a punch or a bite to it. Definitely one. I got this bottle. I'll drink through it. Will I replace it? Maybe I'll wait for the next batch to come out and see what that one's like. But again, for that $50 range, I don't know that you can go wrong with it. Yeah, this will be good in a blind. Be interesting to see this. Take this up against other whiskeys from the majors, say from your Four Roses, your Michter's, Old Forester, obviously the Sazerac line, maybe even a Maker's, and see where it falls. I think it could be a sleeper for some people, and it's very approachable. I almost say, yeah, for a new whiskey drinker, somebody who's coming up out of that 80 to 90 proof range, this would be a great one to get into. And again, you're not going to break your budget. And if you don't like it, then you make it into a cocktail, whether it be an old fashioned, just a regular old mixer, whatever you might need. So appreciate y'all being here again. This is important decisions. What whiskey you buy is very important, and what whiskey you drink or what whiskey you give away are very important decisions. I got some more content that's going to come out later this week. I have some friends coming here, and we're going to do some blinds. We're going to do some fresh bottle cracks. Another one of these guys, he has his own podcast, so I'm looking forward to helping him out as he helps me out. I got a buddy coming from a local distillery who's going to make an appearance as we sample through. And I have some content from an event that I attended before my family and I went on vacation over at ARA's. And we had the master distiller from Garrison Brothers there. And Donis was a great guy, great stories. If you know Garrison Brothers, they come at you with their stuff, high proof, banging, and the Cowboy is no exception. And it might make an appearance and go up against maybe the George T. Stagg, since they're both hazmats. We'll see what we got. Anyways, I appreciate y'all being here. I welcome you to hit the subscribe button, because when you can hit the subscribe button and I can build up these followers, we can start to do live streams, which I think can be so much more interactive than just me sitting here chatting with you and then posting it. I'd love to get feedback, share some sips with people as we go through some things. Oh, wow. Sitting a little bit longer. That nose developed something. Yeah, very approachable. And I think, again, for that person making that jump to the next tier of proof, this Knob Creek Blenders Edition would be good. Would be a good choice. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you being here. Be good to one another. This fucking world is tough. Have a great night.